Today we will discuss scalar and dot product, or a scalar product is itself called as a dot product of two vectors. So the scalar product of two vector is defined as product of their magnitudes and cosine of the angle between them. Means suppose I am having two vectors. For example, first vector is a bar and another vector is b bar, and dot product is written as a bar dot b bar, and it is read as a bar dot b bar. Hence there is the name dot product over here. So according to above definition, this dot product is written as product of the magnitudes of these two vectors, which are a, b, and cosine of angle between them. Now suppose theta is angle between them, so it will be ab cos theta, where this theta is lying between 0 to pi. Let's say this as equation number 11. So dot product is represented as a bar dot b bar, which will be equal to ab cos of theta, and here I can show it geometrically as this is a bar. Let's say this is vector b bar and angle between them is theta. So this dot products is given by ab cos theta, where a and b are the magnitudes of a bar and b bar respectively, and theta is angle between them. Now since a and b are scalar quantities and cos of theta is also a number, that is, it is also scalar, so this whole product comes to be scalar. Therefore this product is also known as scalar product. Now we will discuss characteristics of this scalar product. So first characteristic is for the case in which both vectors are parallel to each other. So picture is somewhat like this. So a bar and b bar are parallel to each other. Therefore angle between them will be 0. Since they are parallel, they can't meet each other at any point. So angle between them is 0. This implies me that in equation 11, this cos theta will be equal to cos 0, and cos 0 is 1. This means dot product of two vectors which are parallel to each other is ab cos theta, which is standard formula. Now cos theta is 1. So this dot product is nothing but a into b, and this is the first characteristic of the scalar product. Now if two vectors are identical, that is a bar and b bar are identical, then their dot product is taken as a bar dot b bar equals to, now since both are equal, I can take here a equals to b, a bar equals to b bar, so I can put here a bar dot a bar, and it is taken as a square, which is scalar quantity according to equation 11. Now if two vectors are perpendicular, that is a bar and b bar are perpendicular to each other, that means this is the picture. So suppose this is b bar and this is a bar, therefore angle between them theta is equal to 90, and a bar dot b bar is ab cos theta. Now theta is 90, that is ab cos 90, and what is value of cos 90? Cos 90 is 0, therefore this dot product will become 0. So when two vectors are perpendicular, their dot product is 0. Then fourth characteristic is if two vectors are anti-parallel to each other, means if a bar and b bar are anti-parallel to each other, so this is the case, this is direction of a bar, and if this is the direction of b bar, So angle between them will be 180. That is theta is 180. Now here A bar dot B bar will be AB cos theta and AB cos 180. So what is the value of cos 180? Cos 180 is nothing but minus 1. Therefore here we will get minus A into B. So let me call this as equation 12. So when two vectors are anti-parallel to each other, the dot product is minus AB. So when we are saying what about the unit vectors? So I bar or I cap dot j cap, angle between these two unit vectors, or I can denote it by cap. So angle between these two unit vector is taken as 180 since they are, sorry, this is another case. Here angle is 90. So this case should be discussed when we will discuss next property, which is fifth property. And fifth property comes from the second property, which is the case in which two vectors are identical. So that second property was A bar dot A bar equals to A square. This was second property. Now if two vectors are identical, then I can write I cap dot I cap, that is unit vector of I dotted with unit vector. So this dot product comes to be 1 because since these are unit vectors. So this will be equal to j cap dot j cap equals to k cap dot k cap, which is unity. I will call this also equation 12. So this is a very important property. You have to always keep it in mind. Now in short, if you have to keep this in mind, just keep in mind that self dot product is always 1. So we can say that self dot product is 1. Just remember this sentence, you can get this equation. Now from the third property, that when two vectors are perpendicular to each other, from third property we know that when two vectors are perpendicular to each other, then their dot product is 0. This comes from the second property. So here the angle between I cap and j cap, or j cap and k cap, or k cap and I cap. So here I, j and k. So in this way you can maintain the cyclic order. This is known as cyclic order. So whenever these two vectors are perpendicular, so in our space, this is x, y and z. That is unit vector along x will be I cap, here j cap and here k cap. So I is perpendicular to j, j perpendicular to k, and k will again be perpendicular to I. So this is shown here, that is cyclic order. So therefore according to this property, I can write I cap dot j cap equals to j cap dot k cap equals to k cap dot I cap, and this will be 0. Let me call this as equation number 13. This is also another very important property. So in short, how to keep it in mind, that is dot product with other is 0. This is a simple sentence. To keep this equation in mind, no need to by heart these two equations. Self dot product is 1. That means if we took I dotted with I, j dotted with j, or k dotted with k, all will be 1. And dot product with other is 0. Means when I is dotted with j or j is dotted with k, or k with I, those dot products will be 0. So these are 6 important characteristics of the scalar product. Now scalar product of two vectors in terms of magnitude and their components is written as, suppose I am having a vector a bar such that ax I cap. In your textbook they have used bar, so notation to unit vector is cap. We will follow this notation. You can also write bar, but to denote it is a unit vector I will write cap. So ax I cap plus ay j cap plus az k cap, this is a bar, and the another vector b bar is bx I cap plus by j cap plus bz k cap. Now if we have to took the dot product of these two vector a bar dotted with b bar, let's put their value. We will get ax I cap plus ay j cap plus az k cap dotted with bx I cap plus by j cap plus bz k cap. Now this dot product is taken as normal operation like multiplication. So we will solve this bracket. First I will take ax dotted with each term from this. So I will get here ax bx into I cap dot I cap. Now since these are magnitudes and these are vectors, there is dot product of two vector. So dot will be between these two, and here there is normal multiplication. Plus again this ax with this by, that is ax by, and I cap dot j cap, I cap dot j cap, plus ax bz and I cap dotted with k cap. Similarly, I will take for ay multiplied with each term of this bracket, and third az dotted with each term of this bracket. So we will get here next term as, take this ay. So here ay into bx, that is j cap dot I cap, plus ay into by, that is j cap dot j cap, plus ay into bz, that is j cap dot k cap, and third we will take this az dotted with this whole bracket. So we will get here az ax k cap dot I cap plus az by k cap dot j cap plus az bz, that is k cap dot k cap. Now here if you observe this term and this term contain self dot product which is 1, and other than these three terms, if you observe each term, it contains dot product of one vector with another which is 0. So by using equation 12 and equation number 13, we will get only three terms as non-zero and other terms will become 0 according to this equation. So we will get here a bar dot b bar is equals to ax bx plus ay by plus az bz, and this is nothing but the dot product of two vectors in terms of magnitudes of their components. So there are some laws which are valid for the dot product. So we are going to take that laws. So first law is that the dot product of two vector obey commutative law of multiplication. So what is commutative law of multiplication? That means if I am having two vector, then their dot product is commutative, means a bar dot b bar will be equal to b bar dot A bar. This is known as commutative law of multiplication, which is followed by this dot product. So here in equation number 14 we have A bar dot B bar as AX BX plus AY BY plus AZ BZ. And since dot product follow this commutative law, we can write this A bar dot B bar as this will be equal to B bar dot A bar. So I can say that A bar dot B bar will be equal to this, and B bar dot A bar also will be equal to this. So this is nothing but commutative law of multiplication. And second is the distributive law of multiplication. So this dot product also obey distributive law of multiplication. What is distributive law? If I am having three vector A bar, B bar and C bar, then A bar when dotted with B bar plus C bar, then this A is distributed over this bracket. Means as like normal multiplication, I can do here A bar dot B bar plus now A bar dot C bar. So this distributive law of multiplication is followed by the dot product. And third thing is that if I am having some scalar m and it is multiplied to A bar dotted with B bar, so for this scalar I can take this scalar in front of any term. That means I can take it in front of A dotted with B, or I can take it as A bar dotted with M into B bar, or we can take it as A bar dot B bar into M. So M is scalar and these all values will be equal. This means you can multiply by a scalar anywhere in this expression. So these are the laws which are valid in the dot product. Now in physics there are some examples which are used to represent, or some physical quantities are used the dot product in it. So many physical quantities as like work, power or magnetic flux are expressed in terms of scalar product of two vector. For example, work is a scalar quantity. So work is taken as dot product of force and displacement, where F is force and S is displacement. And since work is scalar quantity, it is taken as dot product of force and displacement. Second, if you have to find power, this is again a scalar, therefore power P is calculated as dot product of F bar dotted with velocity V bar. This means if you took force dotted with velocity F bar dotted with V bar, you will get P, which is a power, and it is a scalar quantity. So we can express power as a dot product over here. Now third example is of magnetic flux, which is given by phi, and this magnetic flux is a dot product of magnetic induction B bar with the area vector A bar. This is magnetic induction and this is area vector A bar. So if we took dot product of these two quantity, we will get scalar quantity which is known as magnetic flux. So many physical quantities or so many terms in physics are used to represent these terms includes dot product since they are scalar quantities. Now this scalar product may be looked upon as the product of magnitude of one vector and projection of the other along the first vector. So what does this means? We will study by drawing a diagram. So for this we will consider a vector A bar which is represented by the vector OP. So this is OP which gives vector A bar, and I am having another vector which is B bar is given by OQ. So vector B bar is given by OQ. Now if we took the projection of this B bar on A bar, means if an angle between these two vectors is, let me call it as theta. So if I have to take projection of B bar on A, I have to take this B bar and rotate it on A bar, and I will come here on A bar. Therefore the projection of this vector B bar on A bar is given by this length, and let me take this point as ON. So this ON is projection of B bar along the direction of A bar, and this projection is given by, if you observe this triangle, so here there is theta. So if we calculate cos theta, which is adjacent side upon hypotenuse. Now what is adjacent side for theta? ON. And what is hypotenuse here? B bar. So here this ON will be equals to B cos theta. That is ON will be equals to B cos theta or B bar cos theta. And if we are not writing here vector, then we can write ON as B cos theta. So this ON will be B cos theta. That means if you have to take a projection of B bar on A bar, that projection is what? B cos theta. And this is nothing but the meaning of statement, which is the scalar product may be looked upon as the product of their magnitude of one vector and projection of the other along the first. This means ON will be equal to B cos theta, that is projection of B bar along the direction of A bar. So now if I took A bar dot B bar according to dot product, this is AB cos theta, and this B cos theta is nothing but what? Projection of B bar along A. And what is A? It is a magnitude of vector A bar. So magnitude of vector A bar multiplied with the projection of B bar along A bar. So this is nothing but the dot product of A and B. Means definition in another word for dot product is that the dot product can be taken as the product of magnitude of one vector with projection of that vector with another vector. So this is the one definition in one way. Now if we took projection of this OP on B, so if this is our vector OP and we have to take projection, we have to rotate in this way, and here there will be projection. So in order to show that projection, I will need this OP should be rotated towards here, and here now I will get the projection of vector A along B. So let me call this as M, and I can join this also. So here now projection of this OP on B bar. Now as like this, that projection of B bar along A was B cos theta. So projection of A bar along B will be what now? Now no need to do such calculation. I can directly say, see, for B when projected to A, that projection was B cos theta. So for A when projected towards B, this will be what? A cos theta, right? So this is now A cos theta, which is now OM. So OM gives us the projection of A bar along B. So I can write here OM as A cos theta, which is nothing but projection of A bar along B bar. And again we will use definition of dot product as AB cos theta, and instead of this A cos theta I can write B into A cos theta. So A cos theta is what? Projection along A bar, and B is magnitude of B bar. So I can say that dot product A bar and B bar is nothing but the product of magnitude of B bar and projection of A bar along B bar. So this is another way in which we can represent this dot product or define dot product by using geometrical way, which is the concept of projection. So this is all about the scalar product of two vector A bar and B bar.